So today I'm going to be talking about my 11th grade social science lesson plan. And the topic of this lesson plan is to explain the different types of special fighting forces that assisted the American war efforts during World War II. Examples of these groups are the Tuskegee Airmen, the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, and the Navajo Code Talkers. To do this lesson, students are going to have time to work individually as well as in groups to create their own poster board. They will then go to the front of the classroom and present their poster board to the other students to help teach them about what they learned. And hopefully they learn something about what they're teaching. Now, I do have a specific set of things I want on their poster boards and topics that they should talk about, so that way they stay on topic. I know group projects can sometimes get a little crazy, especially art projects, but I do think that it's going to get the students more excited and ready to learn. Now, the content standard for this project is going to be 11.7-3, which is to identify the roles and sacrifices of individual American soldiers as well as the unique contributions of the Special Fighting Forces. And then it lists these three as the examples: the Tuskegee Airmen, the 442nd, Regimental Combat Team, and the Navajo Code Talkers. So we're going to talk about those exact three. And of course, I want to talk about why they're important to now. I think it's super important to make everything relevant to the students, explain to them why history is important now. So the ELA standard is going to be to conduct short as well as more sustained research projects to answer a question. So of course I have the specific questions, and they're going to do research through their book, their notes. If technology is available in the classroom, I would love to let them look online and print out anything for their poster boards to answer my questions. Now, for differentiated instruction, I will have an example poster board on my whiteboard area so they can see exactly what's expected of them. It will have the exact questions that I want them to answer on there, so that way they can visually see what needs to be done. For an assessment of learning, I'm going to ask the students before the project, what do you know about the topic? What do you know about these different special fighting forces? Why are they important? Why is it important to have these different teams in an army? And why is this important today? Again, I think it's super important to remind the students that history does have an effect on today and why this is important today. So it's okay if they don't know anything about the subject. That's what the lesson is for. So I'm also going to ask them again at the very end of the project to make sure that they did learn something, that they did take something away from the projects, that they know something about the other students' work and not just their own work. So beforehand, there are a few things that will need to be done before you start the class. You'll need to have all of the supplies, the art supplies, and of course you would need to print out summaries on these three different groups, because you're going to provide them the summary to which they're going to analyze and pull info from those summaries and put them on their poster boards. So you will need to find something about all three, something that's relevant on your own time, but that's fine. So you're going to number off the students, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have three groups of about 6 or 7 students. Like I said, each student will get one of the 3 different types of special fighting forces. They will then work independently and highlight at least 10 important details. 10 things that they think that if an alien came down to Earth and they had to learn about this topic, what are the top 10 things that you think that alien should know? When they get into their groups, they will then talk about the different things they highlighted and contribute something to the poster board together. Each student should have at least one bullet point on the poster board that is theirs. There should be no student that doesn't have information on the board that's theirs. On their poster board, I did list 6 things that they must have. One is the name of all of the students. 2 is going to be the big flashy title. 3 is a dates of importance section. It could either be a timeline, it could be bullet points in chronological order, but they all do have important dates, like when did they start, when were they implemented, are they still going on, all that good stuff. 4 is a summary on the topic, and this is where their highlighting comes into play. There should be at least 10 different bullet points implemented into their paragraph. There's only, about 7 students in the group, so there should be one from at least every kid. 5 is graphics. I do want them to draw stuff, print stuff out if they can, glue it on there. It should all be relevant and important information though. It shouldn't just be glitter and sparkles because they love the color pink and sparkles, but instead it should be, camo that, was greens and tans because that's what color the forces wore, something that is important and also jazzes up their piece a little bit. And then 6 is going to be a section on why is it important today. Again, students need to know why history was important, why it's important today, and how we today are going to affect our future, right? Again, formative assessment. At the end, I'm going to ask them, all right, guys, what do you know about this group, and this group? And of course, if that was your group you worked on, you aren't able to shout out everything you know. I want the other students to say what they learned. And then at the end, of course, we would all clean up, stack our chairs if we had to, and that's it.